Greetings, fellow motorcycle enthusiasts. Thanks for coming back to another episode of Jedz Moto in the $1,500 budget bike build-off. Today we're going to be doing the Givi rear case install, or rear rack install. So, affectionately known as the barbecues in some circles, the Givi top case is pretty pinnacle when you have a commuter. If you've got a commuter motorcycle, you need to be able to have dry, waterproof storage that will withstand the elements and a crash if you were to go down. Because sometimes these bikes, not necessarily your fault, but a couple times in my past, I've had a bike parked in a parking lot and I come out and a little old lady goes and knocks my motorcycle over. And I was so glad to have that hard top case because it kept everything inside safe, and it kind of fell apart but didn't really break. They're super durable, they last forever, and I just swear by them. Yes, they do look like barbecues. This is kind of true, but they are very effective at what they do. So to make this a true commuter, we're going to need at least a top case. I'm still contemplating getting the side cases for it, or the side case mounts. It will definitely help with like touring, but for commuting, we'll just start with a top case, and if I have to use some throwover snowmobile saddlebags that I have. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I've got the Givi Moto rack, which looks kind of like this. They're plastic. I bought this specific style because they're generally metal, but they're making them in plastic now. But it's still very tough, and I like it because there's some other designs where there's just a big hole in the middle. This actually can function as a rack, so you can strap things to it if you don't have your top case on. You still have a functional rack. That's why I like this design. So I have this design on almost all my bikes. And you get the Givi rack itself. So this is actually the rack, the main support rack. You can also put the side rack on for the side bags afterwards, but this is just the main rack. This was like $90 on eBay, and was actually kind of impressed to see how inexpensive it was, because these things are usually like $200-300. So let's get at this. We'll tear this apart and we'll start putting things on and see how it goes. I think we're also going to do a little tidy up on the tail section. I did the exhaust. I'm not 100% a fan of how it looks, just because it looks kind of saggy, droopy, and the rear end's just humongous. So I think I'm going to try to figure a way to incorporate the tail light and the license plate light and move things around and clean it up just a little bit and get rid of those floppy directionals. Might add that one on this video too. So let's try into it. Alright, here we go. So let's take a look at all the stuff we got here. So your mounting plate comes with the mounting plate and some hardware, because some cases have different kind of mounts, and you can pitch with these guys. You can pitch. I don't know if we're going to need these per se. Let's take a look and see what we got in the Givi Moto key. For this FZ6, that's part number 351FZ. These are you guys that bolt up on the side here. Very interesting. Oh boy. Looks like we got some bolts that are supposed to bolt to the muffler. Definitely look like muffler brackets. However, I think we'll be okay. Just in there. Here's the hardware. And we got some stripping here. And oh boy, yes sir, all that work I gotta do, it's gotta come off. Looks like we've got expanding bolts, which is fine. Comes with it. See, that's the rack I'm not a big fan of. Let's get into this. So, muffler is part of the hardware mounting on this thing. And that ain't gonna happen. So, we're gonna have to just take off all our bits again, take off the tail, take a look. So we're going to put this piece in this expanding spot and slide it into the frame. And we tighten it. It's the bracket I need. All right. So I'm using the old piece of the muffler to mount. Pretty ingenious, huh? And that will give me that perfect spacing I'm desiring. Allen. Alright, now to tighten these. Yeah, that's on there now. So I need this part. So I'm going to cut it off. So it was really challenging because you rely on the muffler for the install. I don't have it, so I had to makeshift some parts, which is actually going to be good because I've got a plate here to mount the new license plate and light. So I will make that in a bit, and it'll come down to here. And then that looks way better already. So it'll be good. All right, let's ugga dugga. There she goes. we go. I can pick the bike up with the rack now, so we're good. So we've got the rear rack on. I haven't finished the project. You're probably like, well, we're still missing the tail and light. And I'm going to go work on that now independently. I'm not going to make a video on that. I'm just going to have to fabricate a tail, and it's going to be a very long process, and I just don't know if I have enough film SD space available for that. So I'm just going to end now, and that's how you install. To put all your bits back on, just reverse everything and put it back together. You do this kit is designed to work with the stock muffler. Don't have the stock muffler, so I had to improvise. You saw me do some grinding, get some bits, pieces, and put them together to make this kit work. The muffler has multiple mounting points. It really is a part of the frame. It's huge. It's grossly heavy, and it's grossly huge. So I had to fabricate some bits. Took some bits off the muffler to make this process work and project work. Looks good. Rack's in there solid. I'm pretty confident with it. I think it will function just fine and do what I needed to do perfectly. So I'm going to go sign off. Thanks again for following along. And if you really like what you see, make sure you like and subscribe. Comments below. Love the input. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side. See you till next time. Best.